Honorable Zachary Mwangijero, Chairperson Committee on Finance, Economic Planning and ICT. And member on behalf of the Chair, Honorable Zachary Jeru. Honorable Kate Nyawira, proceed.
Honorable Speaker, I wish to table on behalf of the Chair on the committee Honorable Speaker, on behalf of the Chair on the Committee on Finance, Economic Planning and ICT, I wish to table the County Revenue Fund report and financial statements for the period ending 31st December 2024. And I table.
The report is duly tabled. The same shall be processed as directed by the House Business Committee, pursuant to Standing Order 157.5D. Clerk, next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion. Mr. Speaker, sir, we have a notice to be given by Honorable Zachary Mwangijero, the Chairperson, Committee on Finance, Economic Planning and ICT.
Honorable Kate Nyawira, on behalf of the Chair, proceed.
Asante Mheshimiwa Spika, mimi naona huu mtambo wangu uko na shida kwa sababu bado orodha ya kazi ambayo iko leo haijawekwa.
ICT, kindly assist the member.
Nitaendelea kwa makaratasi niliyopewa. Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to give notice of the following motion, that this House does adopt the notice of motion on the report of the Committee on Finance, Economic Planning and ICT on the Nyandarua County Revenue Fund half-year report and financial statements for the year ended December 31st, 2024. As a report of the House and the recommendations therein as the resolutions of the House.
The notice of motion is duly given, and the same shall be processed as directed by the House Business Committee pursuant to Standing Order 157.5D. Next order.
Order number 7, statements. Mr. Speaker, sir, we have a statement to be sought by Honorable Catherine Nyawira Madenge, County Member from Kirita Ward.
Honorable Catherine Nyawira Madenge, specially elected member from Kirita Ward. Proceed.
Mr. Honorable Speaker, I hereby seek a statement from the Chairperson, Committee on Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries, addressing the following matters. Aware that Nyandarua County is a leading producer of potatoes in Kenya and has employed extension officers to support farmers in adopting best practices including safe pesticide use and soil management. Further aware that KEFIS plays a critical role in ensuring the safety and quality of agriculture produce, including potatoes, through inspections, certification, and monitoring of pesticide use. Appreciating the valuable research conducted by Egerton University titled Influence of On-Farm Pesticide Practices and Processing Methods on pesticide residual levels in potato tubers in Nyandarua County, published in the Journal of Food Protection, which contributes to scientific knowledge and food safety improvements, and noting that there is an ongoing countrywide soil testing initiative conducted by the Department of Agriculture, Agribusiness, Livestock and Fisheries in collaboration with the relevant stakeholders, as evidenced by the training session held across all sub-counties from June 6th to June 13th. In acknowledging the importance of continuous research and collaborations between academic institutions and county agriculture departments to enhance food safety and farming standards. Concerned that this critical soil testing activity only commenced after Senate involvement in addressing agricultural challenges in the county, raising questions about the timeliness of such interventions. Further concerned about the adequacy of record-keeping mechanisms for the soil testing data, particularly with the equipment used at our ATC. Arising from the foregoing, I seek that the Chairperson, Committee on Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries provide a comprehensive on the following issues. One is the number of distribution of agriculture extension officers across Nyandarua County and the equipment they use for soil and pesticide monitoring, including the following: the number of extension officers, and members, if you're following the same, I have put a table there, because normally when we ask for information, sometimes they tend to bring half-baked information. So the information I am seeking is I want to know the name of the extension officer in each ward or sub-county, how many wards they serve, the number of farmers assigned to them, the equipment that they use when they go on the ground, or how they help check after training, the phone numbers of these extension officers, and their terms of service. And the reason I seek this, Honorable Speaker, is because recently when I was distributing Super Napier in Kereita Ward, I engaged the extension officer from my area, and I realized he serves 2 wards. So it got me asking, how does he manage to canvass those 2 wards that are very large? And he was telling me that in a year's time, he will be retiring. So I believe he has now retired or is in the process. I don't know if the county has taken time to replace, because I have not seen an advertisement for the same. Yet already he was overwhelmed. So when he retires, who takes over from him? Secondly, is a detailed report on the involvement of county agricultural officers in the research study and how their insights contributed to the Egerton University research that was done in Nyandarua. The influence on farm pesticides, practice, processing methods on pesticide residue level in potato tubers in Nyandarua County. Members and Honorable Speaker, when the scholar who wrote this report was giving thanks, he particularly thanked the sub-county officers for their role in identifying these farmers and the work that they did with the test. Therefore, it appears to me, and from that report, that the sub-county agricultural officers were aware of such a report coming, yet it is their role to do such tests, but they let the negative publicity come. And if there was, then what mitigation factors have they done since then? The reason I ask for their names is because I would like to know what they have done. Yeah. Accountability is very important. Honorable Speaker, number 3 on my list is the specific services offered by KEFIS to educate farmers on safe pesticide use and use of food safety. Now, KEFIS is a national body funded by the government, and its role is to ensure quality agricultural seeds, quality agricultural inputs, produce, and this is in order to safeguard the economy, environment, and us. Although agriculture is devolved, it does not mean that these other bodies don't do their work. They have a role to play, and I believe that KEFIS, though they're very active in looking at export, and if you're an exporter, you will know that if you fail to meet the standards of the international community on pesticide residue, then your produce will come back. But when it comes to Kenya and local produce, I feel that they don't take that much attention. You will find farmers on the farm using chemicals by referrals, other than by manufacturers' instructions on the bottle or on the pesticide that they are using. So I believe KEFIS should take a very critical role and go to the farms and check what is happening. And I would want to know, how is the county government working together with KEFIS? What programs do they run? How do they hold their trainings here? Honorable Speaker, number 4 is the equipment and technologies available for soil testing and analysis in the county, including whether the ATC equipment has a film for digital recording capabilities to maintain proper records of soil test results. Honorable Speaker, being a member of the Agriculture Committee, many times I have been involved in the budget making process and even resource allocation to the budget. And the ATC soil testing film is either rarely used or rarely funded. So it is important that the department tell us whether that film has been paid for, whether it is updated, because unless it is updated, that film cannot be able to test soil samples from the farmers. Secondly, Honorable Speaker, when this government took power, they began to charge 1,000 shillings for soil testing. I believe that, and in the wake of such a report, that the soil testing should either...
Point of clarification, Honorable Speaker.
What is it, Honorable Bai?
Yes, Honorable Speaker, I would like to be guided if the statement is supposed to be discussed, because I thought she is supposed to read the statement, then after that we can be able to debate when the report is given back to this assembly.
That is quite in order, Honorable Bai, but I believe she is enriching the statement for this, for the benefit of those who will give back the report. So she's quite in order. Proceed, Honorable Nyawira.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. 5 is on the issue of the comprehensive soil testing initiative that is being implemented. Honorable Speaker, I realize this has never happened in the county before and is only happening after the Senate involvement. If you look at the Senate website, you'll be able to see what the governor and the agriculture team was asked on issues of the report from Egerton University. And there were things that they were required to do, so meaning they had not been doing them. And I'm just concerned whether that will be able to hoodwink Senate to thinking that it has been happening like that. Number 6, the services offered by the ATC in Nyandarua, including training programs for farmers on safe pesticide use and sustainable farming. Honorable Speaker, it has come to my realization that grants offered to this county by NAV CDP, by KSAP, are the only things that initiate training in this county. I do not think that the agriculture officers or the department take initiative to call members to train them at the ATC. The ATC has land, it has storage equipment, it has dairy cows, it has a lot of things. The asset is well equipped and it has the capacity to show farmers the right way to do things. I am concerned whether the county does anything besides what is done by those grants given to us by those organizations. Honorable Speaker, number 7, the current status of Nyandarua Food Safety Policy and the drafting of Nyandarua Food Safety Bill, including the timelines for completion and implementation. In the previous regime, I am aware that that MASK, an organization called MASK, used to come from Denmark, and it was within many counties. It came to Laikipia County, it was in Nyandarua County, and they offered training to farmers. They even helped draft this food and safety policy bill, but somewhere in the shelf it was put aside. I am also aware that MASK brought equipment for testing aflatoxin, equipment for testing milk residue in milk residue, antibiotic residue in milk, and is it water? But I'm not sure whether the county is able to use and mitigate what this report has highlighted. So I would like to know where this equipment is and how it is being used. Honorable Speaker, number 8, how the county government plans to incorporate the findings of the Egerton University research and the recent soil testing results to improve potato farming practices and ensure food safety. Number 9, measures the county government is taking to educate farmers on safe pesticide use and best practices, building on research findings and soil testing results. Number 10, plans to establish a county-level testing facility for potato quality and safety assurance before produce reaches the market, including how it will integrate with the existing soil testing infrastructure. Honorable Speaker, I have seen when the government came into power, they took a very deliberate role to do the AI, and I'm just relating it to this question, to do the AI program. Because I am in the Agriculture Committee, I was directly involved in even allocating resources for the inseminators, for the liquid nitrogen, for the border riders, for the staff, for the agreements with the cooperatives and CAGRIC. And I can stand here authoritatively and tell you that this is the structure with the AI, and it is a very successful program, Honorable Speaker. I cannot say that about crops being grown in Nyandarua. Number 11, the current status of drafting of the Nyandarua, I think I went through that. And 12, finally, the mechanisms for future engagement with researchers to ensure studies align with county agricultural goals, including the research that was funded by World Bank International Development Association. IDA on combating antimicrobial residues in Kenya dairy value chain, done by Teresia Ndongo, a doctoral student at Kenya's Egerton University. The reason I want to talk about ask about this is because Teresia Ndongo is one of our own. She's a director in livestock. And Teresia Ndongo, when doing her doctorate, I am sure she did her test in Nyandarua. And what she discovered about the milk was that there was antimicrobial residue in the milk, meaning that farmers who deworm their cattle today do not give it the recommended manufacturer's days of 3 days before they give it back to the milk farms, to the cooperatives that collect the milk. And such a test on a normal circumstance would cost 500 shillings. But she developed a simple and inexpensive test to help farmers know what is happening, because the more antibiotic resistance, the more we take our milk and it has that antibiotic, the more we find that we need stronger antibiotics to take. And KEFIS also did a research on the same, and this was motivated by the rise of cancer in central Kenya. So I'm calling upon these organizations the government and the executive to ensure that that they are working, that they let us know how they are working with these people. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. What do you normally do after that? Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Very well, Honorable Nyawera Madenge. Anybody wishing to enrich the statement further. Honorable Engineer Kayani, a member for Gedafai.
Thank you, Honorable
Proceed.
Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to start from where she ended the statement by just making a point of information for the purpose of informing this Honorable House where academic researches are done. Academic research are done not to see conformity or not to look at how the research will conform, but Honorable Speaker, there's somebody who is using his phone in the assembly, and I'm seriously distracted.
Order, honorable members. Don't use the phone in a manner to disrupt the honorable member. Proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. My thought process was seriously interrupted, and I think the member should give an apology for interrupting my thought process.
Order, Honorable Kayani, proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
It's already
I'm already up, Honorable Speaker. I apologize.
apology accepted.
Apology
the victim
accepted.
has confessed.
Thank you. I don't know how that's
Proceed.
supposed to help me recover my thought process. I have no idea how.
You've got a minute to recorrect yourself, honorable member. Proceed.
Thank you. I'm very well reminded that I was predicating my argument, my discourse on the fact that academic research are done to come up with a finding. The system is there, the situation is there, the research is done to seek to reveal the situation as it is. And therefore, Honorable Kate, the research, the statement you've sought would only be geared towards finding or establishing fact as researched, or discrediting fact as researched. And you know, when you deal with academic researches, it has to be factual. They are scientific. One of the characteristics of an academic research, and I'm saying that because I'm involved in one as a master's student, and at the tail end of my course, one of the characteristics of a good research is its ability to be generalized. You move away from the geographical area of consideration and look at how that research can be replicated elsewhere. The question that this Egerton research, comes to my mind in terms of generalizability is whether the finding on Nyandarua can still be said on other ecological zones that are producing potatoes. That is one question. The other thing that has pricked my thinking in regard to this research, as per this statement sought by Honorable Kate, is whether it is the county government that is responsible for ensuring that there's a policy direction regarding the usage, the supply, distribution, usage of chemicals on agricultural in agricultural activities. Is it the county government that is supposed to be doing that, or is it the national government that is supposed to provide a policy direction? The omissions and commissions of such cannot and should not and must not be blamed on our farmers, but it must be blamed to the right people. Honorable Speaker, I'm involved in herbicide for export farming.
Order, Honorable Kayani. Order, a little bit. I want to establish the members of the Agricultural Committee in the House. Any member? Okay. We have so that we can have the extra information duly collected. Proceed, Honorable.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I know we are on Hansard. So whoever is not here is on Hansard and can refer to the Hansard for exposition and to be able to get the points I'm making. But I want to say this without discussing the report. And even as the committee goes ahead to get this information, I want them to establish, as a matter of fact, the role of the national government in establishing a policy regarding the usages of herbicide and chemicals on agricultural production. Because I know there's a body called KEFIS when I am doing my herbicide for export, and when they are taken to the airport, KEFIS is very active, looking at the residues, chemical residues, to be able to ensure, and I'm glad the chairman has walked in for agriculture, and it's farmer number one actually in the county. So it's good to have him here. But I wanted to say that KEFIS is very active to establish whether there are chemical residues. And I have kept asking myself one question. Is KEFIS a body established to protect foreigners and not Kenyans? Why should the protection start? Shouldn't it start with the country, the farmers, the citizens of the country? KEFIS is funded through funding from taxes collected from the people. So why are they keen on protecting the foreigners as opposed to the local citizens? I guess KEFIS must come with a policy that guides, number one, the distribution, legalize the distribution of chemicals in the country. Chemicals which are proscribed, restricted for usage in agriculture, whether they are for the foreigners, the Wazungus. Whatever is bad for the Wazungus is equally bad for the Africans. And you cannot tell me as a KEFIS body that you're protecting the Wazungus and you're not protecting Africans. You cannot blame the farmers in Nyandarua for using chemicals that have been allowed to be used within the county. I guess, and I think the researcher gave us an opportunity to delve deeper on this matter and to call upon the assemblies, this assembly particularly, and the National Assembly, to wake up and do their work in legislation. Finally, Honorable Speaker, allow me to take a moment and mourn this county assembly. Just a few minutes ago, the right hand side of this assembly had only one member. And when I counted the seats, there are 17. Now you can see there are 3 against 17 seating capacity. And Honorable Speaker, this assembly cannot, should not, and must not continue in the manner and the behavior it is operating, it is acting in this honorable assembly, the manner it is acting of late. It cannot be correct, will never be correct, that whenever assembly times comes, the bell has to be run for 10 minutes to seek for quorum. When I look inside this assembly, Honorable Speaker, I cannot see any member of the leadership of this honorable house except yourself. And thank you for being there. You've always been there. Honorable Speaker, allow me to say this because the people of Nyandarua must hear this loud and clear. They elected and chose us, among others, to come to this honorable house to represent them. We cannot have the assembly operating with them.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
What is it, Honorable Kongo?
I wanted to know whatever Honorable Kayan engineer is saying, whether it is part of enriching the statement that has been requested by Madam Kate, because we might start here and start beating around the bush and indicating that we don't have quorum. But there is a research, and I want to inform you. There has been a research that has been done in this house by the research department, and it can indicate who comes to the assembly and who don't come. So he might be probably in today, but he was not in yesterday, and he will not be in next week. So we cannot allow him, because he is in today, to come here and start saying that this assembly doesn't have quorum, because he is in today. So I think that is not the direction we should take.
Information, Honorable Speaker, information. Information to Honorable Abungo, to the House.
Honorable Ednard Abungo Kengori.
Thank you. To what Honorable Isaac is trying to perpetuate to this Honorable House, probably he is trying to engage Honorable Engineer Kayani to the fact that he is not present. But what I have understood, Engineer Kayani is stating, is about the leadership. We might not have the quorum in this honorable house, or maybe we might have few members in this honorable house, but the leadership of the house should be always present. To this fact, Honorable Speaker, in the absence of the Speaker, the Deputy Speaker must be around, and that's why you are on the table. Honorable Speaker, if the majority leader is not present in the House...
Order, Honorable.
I'm giving information to the House.
Order, Honorable Abungo. Order, order. Have your
Honorable
seat.
Speaker, I'm giving information to the
Order.
House. I have to proceed.
Very important information at the wrong time. Order.
No, Honorable Speaker.
Order.
Honorable Speaker, allow me to navigate this matter.
Order, order. I'm trying to provide procedure. Order.
Allow me to navigate this. I'm giving of the majority leader, the deputy majority.
Honorable Speaker,
Point of
there is
information.
no quorum.
Point of information.
Order, 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 honorable members.
Point of information.
Order.
Majority leader. the
Honorable
deputy
Edward
majority
Ednard, Honorable Ednard Wabugo Kingori.
Point of
Order,
information.
order, honorable members.
Mr. Speaker, sir.
Honorable members, order, order. I want to give direction. Order. Honorable Congo, order. Honorable Bae, order. Honorable Patience, order. Order, Honorable Gashino, order. Order.
Point of information.
Order, Honorable Ladongo, order. Honorable members, I direct that the matters that has been raised by Honorable Kayani, observing the information provided by Honorable Kungu, and the fact that we have a statement that is scheduled in the order paper, I direct that we restrict ourselves. We restrict ourselves to the statement of the day, and any matter can be raised accordingly later by any interested member, and the matter shall be properly scheduled at by the House Business Committee. So, Honorable Kayani,
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
restrict yourself to the confines of the statement.
Thank you, Honorable
Proceed.
Speaker. I duty-free and respectfully respond to you.
Point of clarification, Honorable Speaker.
Clarification.
Yes, I need to be guided by you.
Okay, Honorable Bae.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I think as you have given direction, and I don't want to reiterate with your directive, the issue that was raised by Honorable Kayan is very pertinent.
Order.
It is very serious. It is-
Order. That is the matter on which I gave directions, and the matter is rested, and it can be raised in a different forum, and it will be properly scheduled for that.
Honorable Speaker, different forum here.
However important it is,
Okay.
it will be raised properly. You can raise it properly so that it can be procedurally placed in the order paper. Proceed, Honorable Kayani.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, dutifully or respectfully, I want to continue with my discourse, but by also informing Honorable Congo that I was in the Assembly yesterday. So for him to say that I may have not been, I want to confirm to him that I was. Number two, Honorable Speaker, I want to say that the statement which was rightfully and correctly requested by Honorable Kate is in the House properly. And this statement can only be discussed by members, not empty seats. And this is why I was worried, Honorable Speaker.
Order, Honorable Kayani, unless you want to state
responding.
there is quorum and the members will contribute as they wish.
I
Proceed,
agree there is quorum, Honorable Speaker, but kindly, with a lot of respect, Honorable Speaker, it is important that when we are many of us here, we are able to enrich the discussions and debate. And that's why we are all sent here, me and you inclusive. So
Honorable Kayani, order, conclude and restrict yourself to the statement raised by Honorable Catherine Nyawera Madenge. Proceed.
Honorable Speaker, I will take my seat, but as I take my seat, facts are stubborn, they will remain stubborn. Nyandarua must wake up and see the kind of county assembly we're having that has empty seats and take action. I don't even...
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Speaker, order, Honorable Kayani, Honorable Speaker,
Point of order.
Honorable Engineer Samuel Rimui Kayani, member for Githafai, order.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I think Honorable Kayani
is out of order when trying to say that we have empty seats, and myself I'm here. It is unfortunate. Honorable Speaker, protect me.
Point of
I
order.
think, Honorable Speaker, this honorable member is not good because.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Speaker, protect me.
Honorable Kiruka is on a point
Yes,
of order. And
I
therefore
think
proceed.
engineer, you are engineer. I think.
Order, Honorable Kayani.
Kayadi.
Proceed, Honorable Kiruka.
Honorable
Who is out of
Kayani,
order?
Honorable Kayani, you must respect people of Charagi.
Order.
When I'm speaking, keep quiet or you go out. Nonsense. Stupid.
Order, Honorable.
Stupid.
Order.
When I'm talking.
Honorable Kiruka.
I don't like nonsense,
Order.
Mr. Speaker.
Have your seat. Have your seat. Order. Order. Honorable Kiruka, you are out of order. And keep your peace. Honorable Kungu.
Honorable Speaker, I don't want to engage on the debate of whether the people are in or not, because there is a requirement by the standing order in this House that states that whenever we have quorum, which is 13 members,
Honorable Kungu, proceed. Order, honorable members. Order.
I cannot continue. The members are consulting now.
Order, consulting law to
Honorable Speaker, I'm saying there is a requirement by the standing order that the House, whenever it has quorum, which is 13 members, it should commence and proceed with the business. There is nowhere in the standing orders that say the majority leader, if he has no business in the House, he has to be there. It requires 13 members. They continue to commence the business of the order paper for the day. So I think it's in order for us to continue. I want to say this, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Kungu. Proceed, Honorable Kungu. Proceed.
I want to say that this is one of the very serious statements that I have come to experience in this House. The statement that has already been sought by Honorable Kate. And it is one of the serious statements that I think that the executive, when they receive this statement, they are going to respond in equal weight, Honorable Speaker. There has been an uproar in this country about our potatoes, the quality of our potatoes. And as much as politics would go outside there, and as much as we would like to protect our farmers, we also want to know the truth and the reality of what is happening. The issue of food safety is a very serious issue, not only in this country, but internationally. We know and we are aware that our farmers are not responsible of whatever outcome of the research or the study that would have been done. But there are bodies and government institutions that are responsible to make sure that there is food safety in this country. So I want to support the statement, and how I wish that after this statement, we will be able to come up with a motion to push the government to bring the right policies that will be required to put these things in order. Honorable Speaker, I don't know where our mandate stops, because I think, and I think the legal department would guide us on this, Honorable Speaker, because I don't expect a situation where the Department of Agriculture respond on this matter alone. How I wish we would be able to engage KEFIS, the department that is responsible on the quality of food in this country. I wish we would get to engage, and the committee would get to engage KEFIS, so that we can get exact of what is happening in this country. And I don't know, I'm not sure, but I'm thinking even if KEFIS is at the national government, it is within also our mandate to invite them, so that they can also bring their input on this matter, so that we can go and we can conclusively deal with this matter. I think I was very agitated when I saw this matter was being canvassed at the Senate level. I think we should have started here. That is why we have these registration bodies here, the assembly. I think because it is a matter that is touching on county, Nyandarua County. Nyandarua produces 30% of potatoes in this country. So I think we have the capacity, we are equal to the task to engage even the KEFIs so that we can understand where the gaps are, so that we can also bring policies that will go to assist our county government to bring into order if there is any gap that is leading to whatever research, the findings of the research that was done. So, Honorable Speaker, I support this statement, and I will be keen to make sure that the response will be something that we can be able to bring more change within our agricultural sector.
Thank you. The statement is due result. Chairperson, Committee on Agriculture. How much time do you need to respond? Any person on behalf of the chair committee? Any member of the agricultural committee? Honorable Kate, how much time?
Honorable Speaker, point of information.
Yes, Honorable.
It's good the chair has come. I was going to wonder how a seeker of statement can also give herself the same.
Order,
I'm glad the chair has walked back.
That's quite in order.
Thank you.
The House must have the timelines on which they can receive these the answers to the statement. So, Honorable Kirukaburu, Chairperson Agriculture and member for Charagita.
Okay, thank you.
How many days?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I think this is a very crucial report. I think 60 days enough for my committee to bring a comprehensive report concerning the issue of potato. Thank you.
Very well, 60 days. And let it be recorded in the business tracker. Clerk, next order.
Mr. Speaker, sir, still under the order on statements, we have a statement to be sought by Honorable Isaac Kongo Wanjiru, MCA, Wanjohi Ward.
Honorable Isaac Kongo Wanjiru, Chairperson, member for Wajohi Ward and Chairperson, Budget and Appropriation. Proceed.
Honorable Speaker, I want to seek a statement from the committee of this Committee on Education, Children, Gender Affairs, Culture and Social Services. Honorable Speaker, I hereby seek a statement from the Chairperson, Committee on Education, Children, Gender Affairs, Culture and Social Services addressing the following concerns. Aware that the primary education is the fourth function under Part 2 of the 4th Schedule of the Constitution, noting that the primary education is the foundation of any education system and therefore very critical in shaping the education progression of learners, and that early childhood development education, ECDE, teachers ensure that there is a proper functioning of the primary education sector, appreciating that the county government has made efforts to invest in primary education, including infrastructure development, teachers training program, and provision of institutional materials, all which are vital for the future of our children. Concerned that the employment and proper remuneration of ECD teachers would potentially affect the morale and performance. Taking cognizant that ECD parents additionally make payment to the centers and schools, and that utilization breakdown of the said fund is not clear. Honorable Speaker, my statement is based on that, and I had noted with a lot of concern that we have been employing ECD teachers on P&P basis, but the payment that has been that is continuing to be done by the parent, it's not being subsidized. So we employ the teachers, but the parent continue paying for the same. So, Honorable Speaker, I want to know, number A, the number of ECD teachers currently posted within Wanjohi Ward and their duty stations, the scheme, terms of service and mode of employment of ECD teachers, including their remunerations, total payment charges limited by ECD parents and their respective school to which payment is done. That one I am keen on number 3, that I want to know how much the ECD pupils or the ECD parents are paying per ECD, a detailed tabulation of usage of payment and charges remitted by parent. This money that is paid by the parent at ECD, what do they do with that money? And finally, any challenge being experienced in the current payment formula that is in use. Honorable Speaker, I will not discuss further, but this is a statement that I'm seeking so that I can get information to bring a policy proposal on how we are managing our ECD institutions. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Very well. The statement is due resort. Chairperson Education, Committee on Education, Children, Gender Affairs,
Can I react?
Culture, and proceed, Honorable Kayen, and react on the statement.
Thank you. My time pass has cooled. But I want also to contribute a sentence or two regarding the statement sought by Honorable, because it's something I have also observed regarding the way that we manage as a county, the ECDs. Early childhood education is a fully devolved function, totally, entirely to the county government. But one of the questions I asked myself and also colleagues whom we were with when we were looking at the itemization of the budget in our last meeting, I did ask one question that has bothered my mind, Honorable Speaker. If this function is totally devolved, are we acting as a county in the manner as it is supposed to be? Or are we acting as if it is a shared responsibility between the national government and the county government? Why am I asking that question, Honorable Speaker? I'm asking that question because if you look at the way we do our infrastructure development, we build a classroom, an ECD classroom, within a primary school, or a comprehensive school, as it is called today. That comprehensive school is under the management of the board of that particular school, led by the head teacher of that particular school, or principal for that matter. And that principal is fully under the national government. So the question that has been lingering in my mind is, as a county government, are we actually implementing the ECD program as per the devolved responsibility or function given to us by the Constitution? Or are we dealing with it in a manner that it appears like it's a shared responsibility? And therefore, Honorable Speaker, as Honorable Congo seeks for this information, I would want it to respond in a manner that also addresses the fact that we need to know to what extent can we claim to be implementing the ECD, early childhood education, within the confine of the confine of it being a devolved function. I would want to know whether ECDs are purely under the county government or shared with the national government. And if they are shared, can we then therefore say that we are responsible of the ECD education, for that matter? What do we need to do to ensure that ECDs are within the control, management, control, and funding of the county government? I know there's what we call the Director of Education, ECD, within the sub-counties. I would want to know what they do and how they do whatever they do. If the school, management of the ECD school is under the principal, do we have the control? Do we control the principals of those schools? Do we challenge them on what they ask? Do we recruit the extra teachers, or they're recruited by the school? And therefore, isn't it the responsibility of the recruiter to pay the person they have recruited? In this case, the extra ECD teacher. How else then do we go around this so that we ensure that we implement the ECD education fully as devolved function of the county government? I would want to see a situation where we have ECD centers away from the comprehensive schools, so that we are able to deal with our kids' early childhood development in a manner that we are fully responsible of, rather than leaving some of the functions to be implemented by the comprehensive schools, as it were. Failure to do that, then we own it up, pack our bags, and tell the national government to continue implementing that program. We are unable to do the same. I thank you.
The statement is due resort. Chairperson Education, Children, Gender Affairs, Culture and Social Services. How many days do you need to respond back to the House? Yes, Honorable Joyce Munua.
Mr. Speaker, request for 90 days based on the other businesses that we have.
90 days, be it recorded at in the business tracker. Clerk, next order.
Order number 8, motions and bills.
Honorable Speaker,
What is it, Honorable Kongo?
I think 90 days is too much, and I'm not seeking a lot of information. Actually, that is why I didn't go to the whole county. I would have sought a number of teachers in the whole county, but I was using a sample of Wanjohi, so that I can be able to use Wanjohi to bring my argument for the policy that I want to propose. So I think this is something that can be done within at most 45 days. And I think I had agreed with the chairman, I had conversed with the chairman, it should not go beyond 45 days. It's not a lot of information.
Honorable Joyce Munya, could you, are you in a position to reconsider?
Based on the new information that they had conversed with the chair, who had not indicated the same, we can go for the 45 days.
Honorable Kongo, you are comfortable with 45 days?
I know they have some other business, I agree 45 days is okay.
Okay, agreed. Proceed and indicate 45 days in the business tracker. Clerk, next order.
Order number 8, motions and bills. Mr. Speaker, we have a motion to be moved by Honorable Samuel Chege-Gaterimo, the Deputy Speaker, Vice Chairperson, House Business Committee.
Honorable Ibrahim Maina Mwangi, on behalf of the Vice Chair, proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I beg to move the following motion that this House does adopt the report of the House Business Committee on the amendment of the first schedule of the standing orders as a report of the House and the recommendation therein as the resolutions of the House. Mr. Speaker, this report on amendment of the first schedule of the standing orders. Mr. Speaker, the County Assembly was on 21st March 2025, seized with the Gazette Notice number 3233 of 2025, issued by His Excellency the Governor regarding the reorganization of departments and directorates, which affected the names and functions of several county executive departments. These changes directly impacted the organization and operational framework of the Assembly's sectoral committees, especially in their oversight role. Consequently, the Honorable Speaker referred the matter to the House Business Committee to scrutinize the notice and report back to the House. Upon examination, the committee observed that the reorganization, particularly the renaming and restructuring of departments, would significantly jeopardize the Assembly's ability to exercise effective oversight through its sectoral committees. In light to this, the committee resolved to initiate amendments to the first schedule of the standing orders to align the names and mandates of sectoral committees accordingly. Mr. Speaker, there was the legal framework. That's the work of amendment of the standing orders. Mr. Speaker, sir, Section 14 of the County Governments Act, number 17 of 2012, provides that 1. A county assembly, A, may make standing orders consistent with the Constitution and this Act regulating the procedure of the County Assembly, including, in particular, orders for the proper conduct of proceedings and B, subject to standing orders made under paragraph A, may establish committees in such manner and for such general or special purpose as it consider fit, and regulate the procedures of any committee so established. Mr. Speaker, the Standing Order 241 provides that the House Business Committee may at any time propose amendments to these standing orders. Mr. Speaker, the committee findings to ascertain the full implication of the departmental reorganization, the committee, through a letter dated 25th April 2025, reference number NCA/CLRK/CS/132/25, wrote to the County Secretary seeking clarifications on the names, functions, and mandates of the restructured departments. In a letter dated 6 May 2025 and referenced, the County Secretary clarified the accurate names of the department as follows. 1. Department of Trade, Industrialization, Cooperative Development and Partnerships. 2. Department of Education, Vocational Training, Culture, Gender and Social Protections. The County Secretary further undertook to publish a corrigenda in the Kenyan Gazette to rectify the naming errors. However, as at the time of tabling this report, the said corrigenda had not been published. Moreover, no formal response had been received regarding the specific functions and mandates of the reorganized departments by the time this report was compiled. Mr. Speaker, notably pursuant to Section 46 of the County Governments Act 2012, the mandate to establish, continue, vary or abolish any departments, as well as to define their objects and purposes, lies exclusively with the County Executive Committee. Furthermore, the County Executive Committee is responsible for determining the number, the nature of departments at decentralized units, abolishing departments where necessary, and designating or amending the names of such departments. Mr. Speaker, sir, given the urgency of the matter, the committee resorted to reviewing the annual budget estimates and the program-based budget for financial year 2025-2026. From these documents, the committee was able to identify departmental functions and align them accordingly in the proposed amendments. Mr. Speaker, the committee resolved that the failure by the executive to furnish the requisite information should not impede the operations of the County Assembly and its committees. In this regard, the Assembly is empowered under Section 14 of the County Governments Act 2012 to establish its committees and determine their respective mandate. Nonetheless, in order to mitigate potential overlaps or conflicts in the executions of committee functions, the House Business Committee further resolved that the County Executive Committee should submit to the Assembly the information and fit under Section 46 of the County Governments Act. Mr. Speaker, this is the recommendation. Upon executive consultation with the stakeholders and in fidelity with the stipulated law and principles, the House Business Committee hereby proposes 1. That pursuant to Section 46 of the County Governments Act 2012, the County Executive Committee, through the County Secretary, does within 30 days furnish the County Assembly with information on the objects and functions of the departments with the correct names of the departments and directorates. 2, that pursuant to the provisions of the Standing Order 241, the House does amend the standing orders by deleting the first schedule in its entirety and substituting thereof with the following new schedules. Mr. Speaker, the first schedule, and this is now the sectoral committees under Standing Order 200. We have sectoral committees and subject area. We have legal affairs, labor and intergovernmental relations and coordinations. Subject area is consultation and cooperation between the national and county governments and amongst county governments, establishing mechanism for the resolution and intergovernmental disputes pursuant to Article 6 and 189 of the Constitution. Liaison between the two levels of government and between the county executive and the county assembly. Special programs, public participation, and civic education, trade in union relations and labor, and all matters relating to justice and legal affairs. 2 is the agriculture, agribusiness, livestock, and fisheries. The subject area is all matters related to agriculture, including crop and animal husbandry, veterinary services, this excluding regulation of professions. Livestock sales, yards, county abattoirs, plant and animal diseases control and fisheries, animal control and welfare, including licensing of dogs and facilities for the accommodation and care of animals. We have health services. The subject areas is all matters related to county health services, including medical services, and in particular the county health facilities and pharmacies. Ambulance services, promotion of primary health care, funeral parlors, licensing and control of undertakings that sell food and to the public. On road transport, energy and public works, their subject area is all matters related to county transport, including county roads, streets, lightening, traffic and parking. Public road transport, county public works and services including stormwater management systems in built up areas, electricity and gas regulations and energy regulations, and emergency response and preparedness. Land, fiscal planning, housing and urban development is all matters related to county fiscal planning services, land use planning, including statistics, land surveying and mapping, boundaries and fencing, housing development and management, and urban areas administration and development. Education, vocational training, culture, gender and social protections is all matters related to early childhood education, pre-primary education, village polytechnics, and home craft centers, all matters relating to gender affairs, culture, social protections, heritage, public entertainments, public and amenities, control of betting, casinos and lottery centers, alcoholic drinks, control and civic education, and libraries. Trade, industrialization, cooperatives, development and partnership is all matters relating to markets, fair trading practices, trade development and regulations, weight and measures, industrial development, cooperatives development including cooperative audits, partnership, diaspora and resource mobilization, water, sanitation, environment, tourism and natural resources, and climate change. It's all matters relating to water resources management, natural resources, and in environmental conservation and management, including soil and water conservation, forestry, stormwater management in built-up areas, and implementation of specific national government policies and environments. Sanitation services, solid waste management, including refuse removal, refuse dumps, and solid waste disposals, cemeteries, and crematoria, and burial of animals. Climate change resilience, irrigation and drainage, local tourism development and marketing, including recreation facilities. Youth affairs, sport, and innovations is all matters relating to promotion of youth affairs and empowerment, county sports and sporting facilities, and innovations. We have finance, economic planning, ICT, and revenue. Is all matters relating to county plans and investment policies, county public debts, county revenue raising measures, including the annual County Finance Act. Consider finance and economic development, trade licenses, excluding regulation of professions. Outdoor advertising and recommendations. Recommend to the county government possible and low sources of county revenue, deal with sessions, impoundments and auctions policies, financial reporting, county internal audit, county supply chain management, and county assets management, and county information and communication technologies, ICT, and e-government services. Last, Honorable Speaker, is public service, administration, and devolutions. Is all matter relating to public service, human resource planning, performance and management, enforcement and compliance of county legislations, impoundments of animals, seizure of items and maintenance of pounds and yards, sub-county and ward administration, including community policing, and sub-county and ward human resource supervision, and all matters on compensation to employees, including medical insurance, gratuity and pensions, and county record management. Honorable Speaker, the third recommendation is that the amendments of the schedule to take effect upon approval of this report. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This is the House Business Report on amendment of the first schedule of the standing orders, and for that case, I call Honorable Bed Waheto to second.
Honorable Bed Waheto, proceed.
Mr. Speaker, I second.
The motion is duly moved and seconded. I now propose the question, which is that this House does adopt the report of the this House does adopt the report of the House Business Committee on the amendment of the first schedule of the standing orders as a report of the House, and the recommendations therein as the resolutions of the House. I now put the question, which is that this House does adopt the report of the House Business Committee on the amendment of the first schedule of the standing orders as a report of the House, and the recommendations therein as the resolutions of the House. May those of a similar opinion say aye. May those of a contrary opinion say nay. And the ayes have it. Clerk, next order.
Mr. Speaker, still under the order on motions, we have a motion to be moved by Honorable Joseph Kuredu, Chairperson, Committee on Sports, Youth Empowerment and the Arts.
Honorable Joseph Kuria Dhuo, Chairperson, Committee on Sports, Youth Empowerment and Arts, and the member for Gadaji. Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, here is the report on the budget implementation status for the Department of Youth Empowerment, Sports and Arts for the financial year 2023-2024. Mr. Speaker, I wish to take this opportunity on behalf of the committee to tender my appreciation to your office and that of the clerk for the support accorded for the successful execution of the committee's mandate. Mr. Speaker, allow me to recognize the commitment and the selflessness of the members of the committee and the secretariat during the entire period of preparation and compilation of this report. Finally, Mr. Speaker, on behalf of the members of the committee, it is my distinguished duty and pleasure to present to the House the committee's report on the budget implementation for the financial year 2023-2024. Mr. Speaker, the Committee on the Youth Empowerment, Sports and Arts, as mandated by the standing orders, is responsible for investigating and inquiring into all matters relating to the Department of the Youth Empowerment, Sports and Arts. These include issues they may independently identify as necessary or those formally referred to them by the Assembly. In this regard, the committee has been actively engaged in the monitoring and evaluation the implementation of the departmental budget for the financial year ending 30th June 2024. These follow-ups aims to ensure accountability, transparency, and effective utilization of the allocated resources in line with the department's objective and the broader goal of the youth empowerment, sports development, and arts. Mr. Speaker, the Committee on Youth Empowerment, Sports and Arts comprises of the following honorable members and the Secretariat. We have myself as the Chairperson. We have Honorable Kidinji Rusi Kageni as the Vice Chairperson. We have Honorable Maina Peter Mwangi as a member. We have Honorable Patience Manga, Honorable Simon Bogo, Babu Juliana, Mwangi Milka Nyambura, Wainana Samuel Madu, and Limui Kayani. Our Secretariat is Patricia Nduta Chege. Mr. Speaker, after scrutiny of the budget implementation report, the committee made the following findings and observations. We had the budget allocation in the financial year 2023-2024. In the approved first supplementary budget of 2023-2024 financial year, the department was allocated a total of 80,758,547 shillings. Of this amount, 2.5 million was embarked for developmental expenditure, while 4,012,500 shillings was set aside for the settlement of pending recurrent bills, and 998,020 shillings was pending development of bills. Additionally, 55,703,027 shillings was allocated for the use of goods and services, and 17,545,000 was designated for the acquisition of non-financial assets. The department recorded an overall absorption of 85.77%. In the financial year 2023-2024, the budget was utilized to support youth empowerment programs, sports development, and the arts sector as expounded below. Mr. Speaker, we can see the tabulation there, including all the wards that had the issuance of the sports equipment per ward. I hope members will have a time to look at it. We also have the Athletics Kenya events in the financial year. The event attracted athletes from across the county for selection to the regionals, national, and world championship. A total of 30 athletes were chosen to represent the county at regional and national competitions. The support provided to the athletes included cash awards transport, accommodation, meals, and out-of-pocket allowances. We also had county cross-country, a total of 405,000 was utilized for the rollout of the county cross-county events. Of this amount, 300,000 was allocated for logistical arrangements, while 105,000 was used for awards as tabulated there below. We also had the regional cross-county. At the regional level, the committee noted that the total of 300,000 was spent at the regional, and we have the tabulation there. We also had the national cross-country series. The national cross-country is a key build-up event organized by Athletics Kenya in collaboration with selected counties, serving as the official opener for the athletics season worldwide. Nyandarua County was honored to be among the 5 counties chosen to participate, providing a valuable platform for local athletes to showcase their talent on the national stage. The event attracted athletes from across the country, promoting talent development and fostering healthy competitions. Each participating county was responsible for covering its logistical expenses to ensure the events was a success. For Nyandarua County, a total of 300,000 was allocated for the event as tabulated. We have that tabulation there, Mr. Speaker. We had the track and field events. These events attracted athletes from the county for selection to the regional, national, and the world championship. 72 athletes were selected to represent Nyandarua in regional championship. The support accorded to the athletes ranged from cash awards, transport, accommodation, meals, and out-of-pocket allowances, accumulating to 3 million as tabulated there. We also had at the 20 track field. The department facilitated a team of 50 athletes in the county to the regional track events with a total of 800,000. The funds were utilized as tabulated. We also had the sports for the PWDs. The department, in collaboration with the National Deaf Volleyball Federation, facilitated the participation of 24 deaf volleyball players in the National Deaf Championship held in Nairobi. These events served as a build-up to the World Deaf Championship in Japan, where 7 participants from Nyandarua were selected to represent Team Kenya. A budgetary allocation of 1.5 million was utilized to cover transport, participation fees, accommodation, meals, and out-of-pocket allowances for both participants and officials as tabulated there. We also had Talanta Hela. We had also the governors' tournaments. Below there we have the award level budget, a tabulation of how we utilized per award levels. Other programs implemented, other sports support was extended to the Football Kenya Federation, that is FKF, with 300,000 football teams in participation in the federation sports event. Additionally, the county backed 24 taekwondo athletes, enabling the participation in the East Africa Championship, thereby promoting the growth martial arts in the region. Mr. Speaker, we had so much to do in the sports and empowerment arts. We also had under the arts development, we had the county talent search events. We also have the county production studio. A total of 2 million was spent on the purchasing equipments for the county production studio upon inquiry by CCM provided in the list. We have the list there. Mr. Speaker, after scrutiny of the submitted reports, the committee observed that under the sports development, Kenya Youth Inter-County Sports Association, that is the KISA Games competition, an annual nationwide event, was not undertaken in the financial year under review. The funds approved in the budget estimates were scrapped out in the supplementary budgets. We also have the governors' tournament had an approved allocation of 11 million Kenya shillings in the first supplementary budget. The funds were utilized for the rollout of the ward and sub-county levels, while the county level tournaments was implemented in the current financial year, that is 2024/2025. Mr. Speaker, under the youth empowerment, the county youth policy had an allocation of 400,000. However, it has yet to be submitted to the Assembly for committee consideration, reporting, and approval by the House. Despite the approved allocation for monitoring and evaluation youth empowerment equipment, the department failed to provide the committee with a report on the project's challenges and achievements despite multiple official requests. Under the arts development, the department is in the process of re-equipping the county production studio following its vandalizing and the thefts of all equipments on 20th February 2023. The recommendations by the committee that the CCM Youth Empowerment, Sports and Arts Department shall within 21 days furnish the committee with a comprehensive monitoring and evaluation report delineating the achievements and challenges realized within the youth equipping initiative. 2, that is under recommendation number 2, that the CCM of Youth Empowerment, Sports and Arts shall within 14 days submit a report on the progress made on the formulation of the county youth policy during the financial year under review. Recommendation number 3, that the CCM for Youth Empowerment, Sports and Arts shall within 21 days submit a clear framework plan for re-equipping the county production studio, including timelines, budgetary allocations, and the expected outcomes. Recommendation number 4, that the CCM for Youth Empowerment, Sports and Arts shall within 7 days submit a detailed report on the security measures being implemented at the county production studio to prevent further robberies. And recommendation number 5, that the budget and the appropriation committee shall, during future budgetary consideration, evaluate any allocation set towards the equipping of the production studio until a thorough investigation is conducted and stringent security measures are instituted to prevent future incidences and robberies. To a conclusion, Mr. Speaker, monitoring budget implementation is crucial as it serves as an early warning system for potential financial challenges and budgetary deficits. It is for this reason that the committee is committed to doing quarterly follow-ups to identify inefficiencies, underutilized resources, or areas of overspending. By addressing these issues in a timely manner, resources can be reallocated to where they are most needed, maximizing their impact and ensuring the efficient use of taxpayers' money. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, I wish to call upon Honorable Rusi Kageni Kivinji, who is my Vice Chair, to second. Thank you.
Honorable Lucy Kidiji, proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. And I second the said motion. There have been a lot of challenges matters youth, but as we got a new CECM, we are looking forward as much need to be done, and I do second the motion, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
The motion is duly moved and seconded. I now propose the question, which is that this House does adopt the report of the Committee on Youth Affairs, Sports and the Arts on the departmental budget implementation report for the financial year 2023-2024 as a report of the House and the recommendations therein as the resolutions of the House. Honorable Joyce Munyo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I wish to thank the committee for the detailed report and which clearly stipulates the many activities that the department was able to undertake. I also note for purposes of inclusion, they have indicated about a program that was undertaken in support for persons with disability. But maybe for subsequent reports, I think it's just important to be able to understand the public participation that is undertaken when the department is deciding, considering that I am the representative for persons with disability in the county, and I see there was something they supported about a volleyball team, the deaf volleyball team, to an activity that's happened in Nairobi, and then some members are indicated to have been sent to Japan to represent the country. So for me, for purposes of representation, it's important that maybe there's a guidelines on how they are able to identify the activities that they do for these what I would call the vulnerable groups, the kind of public participation that is undertaken to ensure that whatever is supported is basically going across the county and for purposes of inclusion, and also to be able to determine, because I'm aware for several years they have just been supporting these the volleyball team. I'm not saying they should not be supported, but there are so many other initiatives that the county should undertake as far as regards sports for persons with disability, and generally even the youth activities, because for youth we even have youth with disability. And particularly when I think about sports, I know we had the marathon, which of course is under tourism. I'm also aware that we even have the sitting volleyball, an activity that most persons with disability would be able to undertake. I'm aware there is even the participation in the Standard Chartered Marathon. So basically, I'm asking the department to broaden their thoughts process as they even undertake these activities, and ensure we are able to include as many persons with disability as possible across the county. It's a special request that should be considered, and they do their own public participation to ensure we have the greatest impact and most persons with disability are involved in these activities that they are able to undertake. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Very good observation there, and in which I believe the Chair will respond with time. Honorable Stephen Matimo, order. We are still contributing, and therefore we will have time to respond. Honorable Steve Matimo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I think just thought that basically no one else who is contributing, but this is an issue that I think we've been passionate on. It matters youth, because the youth are the future of this country, the youth are the future of our county, the youth are the future, and the back stops with them. If we don't empower them, Mr. Speaker, we cannot have a legacy, we cannot have a nation to live to very responsible people. These are groups that I really honor, these are groups that I really esteem very highly, because without our youth, we cannot go anywhere. Of my concern, Mr. Speaker, is a few things that I've just picked from this report from the very able committee of sports and youth, and I really want to thank the chair for the recommendation that they've done towards the end. But maybe just one concern, Mr. Speaker, if you look at maybe the governor's tournament, I've just picked something that I've just seen, that publicity is given 1 million, whereas awards for the 25 wards is given 1.8 million. Mr. Speaker, I think it's our high time as this Honorable House, we raise the occasion and do our oversight with a toothpick. Because, Mr. Speaker, if you look at what they are talking about, is doing publicity on TV, on radio, and social media. I can't remember seeing any advert on TV, because I belong to this county. I can't remember listening to an advert on radio, because I belong to this county. The only thing that we used to see is some e-cards showing our able governor with maybe the honorable member of that particular ward participating in that particular ward. I think going forward, we should look for ways and means to empower our youth. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, there's something that I've really fought for, and especially for our youth. There's nothing as bad as, Mr. Speaker, looking for a talent. After looking for that talent, there's nothing else that you do. There's no any other empowerment that we do to these very able youths, Mr. Speaker. I think going forward, let's look for means and ways to ensure that after we've gotten these talents, we are able to use the talents that we've tapped from these young people to ensure that, Mr. Speaker, sir, we empower them. Like I've just seen from the report that we've gotten from this very able committee, we had people who participated in athletics, and it went up to the regional level. What we could have expected is that the athletes who won in these games, the county could have taken them further to ensure that, Mr. Speaker, sir, they participate in some of the marathons that we have in the world, in the country. So, Mr. Speaker, these young people from our county can be able to benefit and they can be able to shine. We've had our own athletes in this county, Mr. Speaker, but we as a county, what have we done to ensure that, Mr. Speaker, we are able to empower these people? The other one, Mr. Speaker, is on the production studio. I think we've spent quite an amount on the same, Mr. Speaker, but the most unfortunate thing is after spending, I think, an amount of equivalent to almost 2 million buying equipment for that particular facility. That will help again to what I'm saying after knowing that, for example, Honorable Ibra is a good singer. Honorable Joyce is a good singer. Honorable Esther is a good singer. After knowing that, Mr. Speaker, what do we do? With our good studio here, Honorable Joyce can go sit there and compose a song. And maybe we shall have another upcoming musician from our county. But the most unfortunate thing, Mr. Speaker, that happened is that these things were vandalized. We've never had someone held accountable because of what happened in this facility. Mr. Speaker, I think going forward from the recommendation that we've gotten, let's have people being taken liable. Because I believe, Mr. Speaker, we pay for the security firm to take care of that place. We pay maybe even salaries to a specific person who is assigned to take care of maybe that compound, Mr. Speaker, sir. But we've never had anyone being taken or someone being answerable to that particular facility. From the recommendation, and I am really grateful through the chair of this very able committee, they've come up with very strong recommendation which have timelines. Again, I humbly request the committee on implementation to look and check that these things have been done, because I thank the chair and together with his committee, in each and every recommendation that they've done, they've put timelines. So let's have these issues being undertaken with timelines. And I want to concur with the Vice Chair, Honorable Lucy Gidinji, what she has just mentioned, that they have a new CEC for this particular department. We believe that he's up to, is well able and is going to undertake these issues seriously. Mr. Speaker, I think going forward, even as a House, we need to ensure that whenever we are passing a budget like the one that is going to be tabled in this Honorable House a few days to come, let's ensure that apart from looking and focusing on talents, let's empower those talents, Mr. Speaker. Because we've become people who are just taking people to a certain point. And the level that they're supposed to benefit, we are doing totally nothing. I would wish we spend more money in ensuring that we give these people a fishing rod.
Because like what I've just seen, is we give them allowances to play. After that, when the tournament is over, everything comes to an end. But if we can get some more funds to ensure that we are able to push these talents to an extra level, Mr. Speaker, we shall have helped our youth to ensure that they have a fishing rod to ensure that they can even have a meal on their table. With that, I support this report, and I'm looking forward that this committee will continue supporting our youth and ensuring that even in the budget that is ahead of us, Mr. Speaker, we are able to do what is needful and we are able to support our youth. With that, I support.
You may call the mover to respond.
With that, Mr. Speaker, I call the mover.
Honorable Duo, proceed and respond.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise again to appreciate honorable members, starting with Honorable Joyce Munywa, for acknowledging that in our sporting activities, yes, we did involve the people living with disabilities, although we squared into the volleyball teams. That is why we engaged our championship. We engaged the deaf, and with what is going with the budgetary spending, 1.5 was spent on the same. That is supporting people with disabilities in the sporting course, whereby we also had a team that headed to Japan, including those living with disabilities. Most so, Mr. Speaker, I want to appreciate Honorable Steve Matimo. Indeed, he has been very much checking on, he has been a good checkmate in our sporting activities. Mr. Speaker, going by the contribution done by Honorable Steve Matimo, I want to assure members that we have kept our house in order. Going with that, we have a new CEC. I am hoping everything will go in line. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Proceed and move.
And I move. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I now put the question, which is that this House does adopt the report of the Committee on Youth Affairs, Sports and the Arts on the Departmental Budget Implementation Report for the financial year 2023-2024 as a report of the House, and the recommendations therein as the resolutions of the House. May those of a similar opinion say aye. May those of a contrary opinion say nay. And the ayes have it. Clerk, next order.
Mr. Speaker, sir, we have exhausted the business of the day as appearing in these morning sittings. Order.
Honorable members, there being no other business to transact during this sitting, I now adjourn the House to Wednesday, the 18th day of June 2025 at 2:30 p.m.